Well, how you doing there, everyone? It's meteorologist Terry Swails. Today is Friday, December 27th, and Christmas is behind us. This is always a depressing time of year for me. You have to take down the lights and the tree and all that business. It takes a while to get used to things being back to normal once again. But it was a good Christmas for me, I can assure you, and I certainly hope the same for you and your family. And I'm wearing one of my gifts today. Check this out. This is the mistletoed t-shirt that my daughter gave to me. She was very proud of that. Not sure why. But anyway, this is your official toady briefing today. And there's a few clouds around the upper Midwest, but nothing that's very ominous, that's for sure. We're sprinkling in some sunshine out there and getting those temperatures to warm above the freezing mark once again. I did throw in a satellite imagery here because this is a high-res visible satellite, and so what it shows you here is the snow that's on the ground, and you can see all the whiteness across Iowa and that little strip that goes back down into Kansas there. That's actually snow cover, and the satellite doing a real nice job of showing us where that is. Also, this graphic depicts it too. This is from the Midwest Climate Center, and it shows the snow cover very nicely across Iowa and northwestern Illinois, right on up into Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Some places well to the north of us, about 2 feet of snow on the ground as of this morning. And it's been interesting too, with our 12.2 inches of snow in the Quad Cities, we've really not had a lot of precipitation during December. We're running about 50% of normal as far as precip goes, so about half of what you typically expect. Yet we've got 12 inches of snow, which is twice what is normal. So what's happened here is that when we've gotten precipitation, it's pretty much come down in the form of snow, and that is the reason why we're doing so well in that department. And speaking of that cold that's brought the snow, look at these temperature departures for the month of December. We're running about 6 degrees below normal here in the Quad Cities, but there's places well off to the northwest of us there in Minnesota and Wisconsin that are running as much as 10 degrees below normal for December. That is a really, really cold month. There's just no doubt about that. And we think that here in the short term, things are going to warm up just a little bit, so you'll want to enjoy this. We're getting a break from some of the cold. This is the temperature anomaly here that we're expecting as we go into Saturday. And where you see those browns and oranges there from Iowa up into Wisconsin, that's where readings could be as much as 10 degrees above normal. But by the time we get to New Year's, look what happens. The cold resurges, and it's locked in place across the upper Midwest and the northeastern United States, and temperatures go to about 10 degrees below normal. So we're just flipping it right back at you there. The cold moves back into the Midwest. And if our long-range guidance is correct, it looks like this cold should be around then for the majority of January. This is the model here, our climate model, the CFSV2, which shows what temperatures are expected to be like across the country for the month of January. And you can see that bullseye there right over the Great Lakes states where temperatures should be well below normal, at least 3 to 5 degrees below is what I'm expecting across eastern Iowa and into Illinois and through many other parts of the upper Midwest. So I don't think January is going to be any walk in the park as far as the temperatures go. And there are some key things that will drive this. The WPO, the EPO, these are some of the things that are drivers when it comes to cold temperatures. That's what's been giving us our cold December. Those two phases have been negative, and now we're starting to see that the Arctic Oscillation and the North Atlantic Oscillation are starting to move into negative phases as well. So when that happens, we expect cold air to easily be delivered to the United States. And one more piece of evidence here that I will show you is the MJO, the Madden-Julian Oscillation. That's expected to move, that little green line is expected to move into phases 8 and 1. And when that happens during the month of January, we do expect to see below normal temperatures. So we've got the NAO and the AO going negative, the WPO, the EPO also staying generally negative, and now the MJO moving into phases 8 and 1. That is some really solid evidence for cold temperatures during the month of January. Now, as far as snow goes, the only thing that looks kind of interesting here is right after New Year's Day, there is a disturbance that moves across the Midwest. And here's the European depiction of snow on that, and it does have a little slice right there through eastern Iowa and northern Illinois. But the GFS is more substantial on its snow, and it covers a larger area, but you'll notice that it's just north of the Quad Cities, so it's more up into northeastern Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and extreme northern Illinois. So we'll have to kind of get the track fine-tuned on that, but it does look like after New Year's Day there will be some sort of system moving across the Midwest that has the potential of producing several inches of snow. But that's a few days away. Meantime, it looks like we'll get our little warm-up started here for the first part of the weekend, and then by Sunday, the cold air returns to the upper Midwest and could be around then for much of January. And that is your weather briefing for this Friday. Thanks very much for joining me, and as always, roll weather.